Hi, my name is Isaac, and welcome to my very first vlog, and also the first in a series of vlogs I'll be recording on the subject of reflective practice in education. In today's vlog, I'll be discussing two items. First, I'll be discussing how I view myself as a reflective practitioner. Secondly, I'll be discussing my personal goals for this course, Reflective Practice and Action Research. For a long time, I've held self-awareness and the ability to reflect on one's own actions and thoughts and actively make changes based on that reflection in very high esteem. It's something that I've strived for throughout my adult life, and it's a quality that I find to be very rare, very admirable when I see it in others. It's a quality that, when used properly, has huge potential for self-improvement in all aspects of life, professional and personal. On that note, actually, I'd like to tell you a story that I heard a couple of weeks ago when I was taking part in the Equity and Diversity field course in Brazil. While we were in Sao Paulo, we met Paulo Freire's son, Lutgard Freire. For those who don't know, Paulo Freire is a seminal figure in the field of education, and his most famous work is probably Pedagogy of the Oppressed. In Pedagogy of the Oppressed, he discusses how education has traditionally been used as a tool of oppression, and how we can use education as a tool to empower ordinary people to be agents of change. Lutgard told us a story about how his father, while in exile and having recently released Pedagogy of the Oppressed, received a letter from a prominent American feminist. He was in exile from Brazil, from the military government there, and was in Harvard, I believe, at the time. In this letter, she said that she loved his book and that it was full of fantastic ideas, but she also called him a hypocrite. She pointed out that in Pedagogy of the Oppressed, Paulo Freire had not once made mention of women. In his treatise on using education as a form of empowerment, he had left out half of the human population. According to Lutgard, Freire was shocked and dismayed. Upon reflection, he realized that the letter writer was, of course, completely correct. He took it upon himself to change his behavior and to change his use of language in the writing throughout the rest of his career. What really impressed me about this story was Freire's ability to take harsh criticism on what was at that point pretty much the embodiment of his life's work, reflect upon himself, and use this reflection to make positive change in himself and in his professional practice. So on that note, I'd like to talk about my personal goals for this course. Overall, I hope that by the end of this course that I'll have become more effective at using self-reflection to develop myself as an educator. Specifically, this means I want to self-reflect with more focus. In Chapter 2 of Teach, Reflect, and Learn, the author discusses taking action and reflection with specific intent. In practice for me, this will mean looking further at how I see myself as a teacher, what my goals are for myself and for my future students. Whether my goals be to empower them as critical thinkers, increase their self-confidence, be better problem solvers, or to instill a growth mindset in them. In further reflection on my professional practice, I need to keep specific goals like these in mind. I need to self-reflect with specific intent on improving certain aspects of my professional practice. And I need to do all of this with a growth mindset. Well, that's all for this week, and I'll see you next time.